They laughed at her old rifle. But they didn't know what was coming. Then the instructor whispered. Only snipers use weapons like this. Suddenly, the lights went out. And something started hunting them. Now they fear her. Because she's the last ghost sniper. The cold wind moved across the training field of Mars Colony 7. Red dust blew through the air like tiny sharp needles. The sky above was dark and cloudy, almost as if a storm was watching the soldiers below. It was training day, the day new recruits proved their worth. Soldiers from Earth, Mars settlements, and several alien species stood in formation. Metal armor, glowing rifles, and advanced helmets made everyone look like futuristic warriors ready for war. Then, the field went quiet. A young girl walked in. She looked too small for this place. Too quiet. Too calm. Her name was Elara Hayes, only 17 years old. She carried a sniper rifle, not advanced, not glowing, not digital. It looked old, very old. The metal was scratched, the wood was worn, and the scope looked hand-adjusted, not automatic. The other recruits stared, and then the laughing started. A tall alien cadet with blue skin pointed at her rifle and laughed loudly. Look at that thing. Does it fire bullets or ancient rocks? Another alien shook his head. Maybe she came from the museum. The laughter grew stronger. Some hit their armored chests as if laughing hurt them. But Elara didn't react. She didn't argue. She didn't look angry or confused. She simply stopped, lifted her rifle, and began adjusting the old metal scope with slow, careful movements. Every twist of her fingers looked practiced and confident, like she had done this 1,000 times before. A cybernetic soldier made of half metal stepped forward. His rifle floated beside him, controlled by AI. That relic belongs in a museum, he said, voice cold and robotic. Not on a battlefield. Elara still didn't respond. She just checked the bolt, adjusted the bipod, and cleaned the sight with her sleeve. Her focus was so intense that it made some soldiers stop laughing, not because they respected her, but because they felt confused. Why wasn't she nervous? Why wasn't she scared? Why wasn't she defending herself? Before anyone could speak again, the sound of heavy boots echoed across the ground. The training instructor arrived. Commander Reic. Every soldier went silent immediately. Reic was a legend, older, battle-scarred, and known for impossible missions. One of his eyes was cybernetic, glowing faintly red. His armor was simple, scratched like it had survived wars no one talked about. He didn't look at the laughing soldiers. He didn't shout. He didn't react. He walked straight to Elara. Everyone watched. He stood behind her, hands behind his back, studying her stance, the angle of her shoulders, the way she rested the rifle, the stillness of her breathing. He watched her like a scientist studying a rare creature. Seconds passed. Soldiers held their breath. Reic leaned forward, slowly, and whispered so quietly only she could hear. Only snipers use setups like this. People who see what others can't. Elara didn't smile. She didn't move. But her eyes sharpened just a little, as if those words held deep meaning. The soldiers around them shifted uncomfortably. The cybernetic soldier frowned. A reptilian alien whispered, confused. Only, snipers. What does that mean? Reic finally stepped back and faced the group. His gaze moved across every face, human, alien, mechanical, until everyone stood perfectly still. Then he spoke. His voice was low, but it hit the field like thunder. You think a weapon makes a warrior? Silence. No one answered. You think technology replaces skill? No one dared to breathe. Reic pointed at Elara, not with admiration, but with cold truth. You laugh because you don't understand. She does not need her rifle to think for her. She does not need AI to aim. She does not need a digital sight to see. His cybernetic eye glowed brighter. She knows. The soldiers exchanged confused looks. Some felt embarrassed. Some felt angry. Some still didn't believe. But all were silent. Reic turned and began walking toward the firing range. The recruits followed him, nervous, unsure, curious. Elara walked last, her old rifle resting on her shoulder like a memory of forgotten wars. When everyone reached the metal gates of the testing grounds, Reic finally stopped. He looked at the group one more time. His final words cut the silence like a blade. Today, targets will shoot back. The soldiers froze. Some swallowed hard. Some stepped back without meaning to. Elara simply closed one eye, took a slow breath, and held her rifle tighter, as if she had waited her whole life for this moment. And the gates began to open. The metal gates of the training arena slid open with a deep mechanical growl. Cold air rushed out, followed by a low humming sound, almost like something breathing inside the darkness. The recruits hesitated. Elara did not. She walked forward first, her footsteps steady, controlled. Her old sniper rifle hung at her side, but she carried it like a part of her body, not a tool, not a machine, but a trusted companion. Lights flickered on, revealing a massive simulation chamber designed to look like an abandoned alien city. Broken towers leaned sideways, shattered windows glowed with dim neon reflections, and wires hung overhead like dead vines. The ground was silent, too silent. Something about this place felt wrong. The cyber soldier finally muttered. "This looks more like a battlefield than training." Commander Reic stepped forward and spoke through the loudspeakers above. "Because it is." His tone was calm, almost emotionless. "This simulation is built from real war recordings. Every enemy you face existed. Every threat killed real soldiers. Today, we see who deserves to stay." A holographic screen appeared in front of the recruits, showing their names and ranks, all listed as trainees. Then one sentence flashed. "Warning, automated weapons systems, enabled. Warning, unknown hostiles, active." The cyber soldier smirked. "Good. My rifle AI will handle this." He tapped his weapon and it hummed to life, scope glowing blue, barrel adjusting automatically. Other recruits activated shields, thermal vision, tracking systems, and smart bullets. Everyone prepared. Everyone, except Elara. She crouched beside a piece of broken wall and rested her rifle across it. She closed one eye, breathed out slowly, and scanned the empty city with nothing but her sight. No AI. No digital vision. Just instinct. Some soldiers noticed and whispered. "She's still using manual mode. She's crazy." But Elara heard nothing. She was already inside her own world, where noise disappeared and nothing existed except angles, shadows, and timing. Then, the lights died. Darkness swallowed the arena. Only red emergency lights flickered weakly. A loud metallic click echoed from somewhere deep inside the simulation. A sound like claws, dragging. Someone whispered. What was that? Before anyone could react, a robotic voice spoke overhead. Simulation difficulty level increased, threat level, nightmare. The cyber soldier laughed nervously. Probably just a scare tactic. Suddenly something moved in the darkness, fast. A glowing red beam shot across the field and hit a recruit straight in the chest. His armor smoked. His HUD flashed. Eliminated. The soldier disappeared from the simulation. The recruits panicked. "We're under fire. Where is it? I can't see anything." Automatic rifles began firing wildly at shadows. Bullets sparked off walls. Glass shattered. Chaos filled the arena. And then, every digital weapon suddenly made the same sound. Beep, warning, system failure. All autonomic targeting disabled. One by one, every advanced rifle went silent. The glowing scopes dimmed. Auto-aim shut off. Tracking signals faded. The cyber soldier yelled. No, no, and no. My targeting AI is gone. Commander Reic's voice boomed. Welcome to a real battlefield. The panic grew stronger. But Elara didn't panic. She didn't scream or search blindly. She simply whispered to herself. Wind direction left, sound bouncing, target height. Then she froze. She heard something, but not with panic, with precision. A faint electrical hum. A shift of dust. A distant mechanical breath. She slowly raised her rifle. A recruit beside her whispered. What are you doing? You can't see anything. Elara didn't answer. She waited. Waited. And then fired. Bang. A piercing echo spread through the arena. A split second later, sparks burst from a rooftop. A robotic scout drone fell from the building and crashed to the ground, twitching. The recruits stared in shock. Someone finally whispered. How did she hit that? Elara didn't look away from her scope. She only said one quiet sentence. I listened. The battlefield went silent again, but not because danger was gone. Because everything was hunting them. Above, something leaped across a roof. Another recruit screamed and fired blindly, only to be taken out by a laser shot from behind. Eliminated. Another soldier ran for cover, and vanished in a flash of blue. Eliminated. Fear spread fast. In the dim red emergency light, the remaining recruits huddled behind broken walls, whispering in panic. Elara stayed calm. The cyber soldier finally crawled next to her, shaking. What are those things? She watched the rooftops carefully. Predator drones. Designed to hunt fast movement and loud noise. The cyber soldier gulped. How do we fight them? Elara breathed slowly and aimed again, her voice low and steady. Not with fear. Not with noise. With patience. Another drone shifted in the shadows. Elara counted silently. 3, 2, 1. Bang. Another perfect shot. The recruits watched in silence, not laughing now, not mocking. Now they looked at her with something else. Fear. Respect. Maybe both. The simulation timer flashed. 20 hostiles remaining. Elara finally stood up, her rifle steady, her expression calm. For the first time since entering, she spoke loud enough for everyone to hear. Listen to me. Move slow. Stay quiet. Follow my directions. No one argued now. Even the cyber soldier nodded. Commander Reic watched from above, a rare, proud smile forming on his scarred face. The legend had begun. Red warning lights pulsed across the simulation city like a heartbeat. Every flash revealed broken walls, shattered glass, and frightened faces hiding in the shadows. The remaining recruits breathed quietly, afraid even their lungs might give away their position. Elara stood in front of them, not tall, not intimidating, but calm in a way that felt unnatural. Her old rifle rested against her shoulder. Her eyes were sharp, steady, unshaken. A recruit whispered. Why aren't you scared? Elara didn't answer immediately. She watched the rooftops, listening to the hum of machines moving in the darkness. Finally, she replied softly. Because fear makes noise. The cyber soldier swallowed hard. Then teach us. Tell us what to do. She nodded once, not like she was proud, but like she expected that request. The plan. Elara pointed toward a ruined building in the distance where a faint flicker of holographic light glowed. That tower is controlling the drones. If we reach it, we can shut them down. One recruit frowned. How do you know? Elara adjusted her scope. Because that's how they hunted my colony. The group fell silent. No one asked more questions. Something about her voice said the topic was painful and real. The journey began. Elara moved first, stepping carefully through rubble. The soldiers followed her in a tight formation, moving slow like shadows. Every few steps, Elara raised her fist, the silent signal to stop. Every time she did, a drone passed overhead. Their metallic wings clicked softly. Their red sensors scanned the streets. One mistake, and someone would vanish. A reptilian recruit began shaking. His claws scratched against the metal wall behind him, too loud. Elara turned sharply. Her voice was a whisper, but firm. Control your breathing. You're not prey. Not today. The recruit nodded, forcing himself to stay still. The drones moved on. A trap. As they reached a narrow alley, a faint sound echoed, a rhythmic tapping. Tap. 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 The cyber soldier frowned. Metallic footsteps. Elara shook her head. No. Something is tracking us. She aimed at a broken window above. There, a pair of glowing eyes. A new machine, larger than the drones, revealed itself. Its body was sleek, armored, and shaped like a hunting animal. Its movements were slow, deliberate. A Predator-class hunter unit. The recruits stepped back. That thing took down full-strike teams in the Titan War. We can't fight that. Elara whispered. We don't fight it. We outsmart it. Lightning fast, the machine leaped from the building. Soldiers screamed and scattered. The creature lunged at a recruit, claws extended. Elara fired. Bang! The bullet hit one of the creature's legs, not killing it, but changing its direction. The recruit escaped by inches. The machine screeched, a piercing metallic signal, calling more drones. Elara hissed. Move! Inside the subway tunnel. The soldiers sprinted as more drones poured from rooftops like a metal swarm. Inside the darkness. The tunnel was pitch dark. Dust filled the air. The smell of rust and old machinery surrounded them. Some soldiers collapsed, breathing heavily. We're dead, we're dead. Elara knelt and reloaded her rifle, hands steady. No. We're alive. And as long as we're alive, we fight smart. The cyber soldier stared at her. How do you do that? How do you stay calm? She looked at him, not cold, not angry, but distant, like someone who had already survived impossible things. My father taught me. He said. A sniper doesn't panic. A sniper waits. Someone whispered. Was your father a soldier? Elara hesitated. Then she said. He was more than a soldier. He was part of a project, the Ghost Snipers. Humans trained to fight without technology. Warriors who could operate even when machines failed. The recruits stared in shock. Ghost Snipers were considered a myth, a secret unit whispered about in war stories. Elara continued. But the enemy learned. They attacked our colony. The drones hunted everyone. My father didn't make it. Silence followed. Now they understood. She wasn't calm because she was brave. She was calm because she had already lived through hell. The final push. Elara pointed toward the end of the tunnel. That ladder leads to the control tower. Once we destroy the signal hub, drones will shut down. The cyber soldier nodded. And the hunter unit? Elara tightened her grip on her rifle. I'll handle it. The group began climbing the ladder, one by one. Elara stayed last. The tunnel shook, metal claws scraping inside. The hunter unit had found them. Its glowing eyes locked onto Elara. She spoke quietly. Come on then. It charged. Elara didn't rush. She waited. 1 second. 2. 3. Then, she fired at the ceiling pipe above the creature. The pipe burst, steam exploding downward, blinding the machine. The shock pushed Elara backward, but she didn't fall. She climbed the ladder behind the others. The machine roared below, searching blindly. The tower. They reached the tower rooftop, high above the simulation battlefield. The wind blew strong here. Neon holograms cast strange shadows over the city. In the center stood the control node, glowing blue. Elara approached slowly. Once I disable this, simulation ends. But just as she reached the panel, a shadow landed behind her. The hunter unit. It had climbed the tower. The recruits froze. The machine stepped toward Elara, slow, confident. Elara didn't back away. She raised her rifle. The machine charged. Time slowed. Wind. Gravity. Breath. Heartbeat. One shot. Bang. The bullet hit the machine's power core, a tiny weak point hidden under armor. The hunter unit stumbled, sparked, and collapsed at her feet. Silence. No one spoke. Then the entire battlefield shut down, drones fell from the sky, lights flickered off, alarms silenced. A message appeared. Simulation complete. Score, record-breaking. Rank achieved, Sniper Class, Level Omega. The recruits looked at Elara as if seeing her for the first time. Not the girl with an old rifle. Not the quiet outsider. But something rare. Something dangerous. Something legendary. Commander Reic stepped forward, slow, deliberate, proud. His voice echoed across the room. Not every soldier survives the battlefield. He looked directly at Elara. But some become the reason others survive. Elara finally allowed herself a small, tired breath. She survived again. But her story was far from over. The simulation room lights slowly powered back on, washing away the dark red emergency glow. Dust settled. The battlefield illusions faded, leaving only the recruits, exhausted, shaken, changed. Some leaned against walls, still breathing heavily. Others stared at their now silent rifles, unable to understand how everything went wrong so fast, and how one girl survived it all. Elara stood in the center of the arena, her old rifle hanging loosely in her hands. She felt tired, but not physically, tired in the way someone feels after fighting memories, not enemies. The silence felt heavy, until Commander Reic finally stepped forward. His metal boots echoed across the floor. Every recruit straightened instantly. Elara did not move. She simply watched. Reic stopped in front of her, close enough that she could see every scar etched into his worn face. His artificial red eye scanned her weapon, then her posture, then her eyes. Then he spoke, loud enough for everyone to hear. Elara Hayes. You did not just pass. You redefined what passing means. The recruits looked at each other, unsure whether they misheard. Reic continued. Never in the history of Mars Colony 7 has a trainee, alone, neutralized an Omega-class hunter unit. Murmurs spread through the room. She used no tech. No AI, no auto-aim. Impossible. Reic raised a hand, and silence returned instantly. Most of you relied on your weapons to think for you. She relied on her mind. He turned toward the recruits, his voice sharp. You laughed at her rifle because you believed technology is strength. Then he pointed at Elara. But technology fails. Instinct does not. Some lowered their heads, ashamed. The cyber soldier finally spoke, voice low, almost embarrassed. Commander, who trained her? Everyone waited. Elara stared at the ground, tension tightening her jaw. Reic's expression changed, just slightly, a shadow of something old and painful. She was trained by someone very rare. He paused. A ghost sniper. Gasps echoed. Someone whispered. But ghost snipers were erased. Their program was banned. Reic nodded slowly. Yes. After the Titan War ended, governments feared them. They feared a soldier who could think without machines, who could kill without technology. A reptilian alien recruit tilted his head. So they destroyed the project? Reic's jaw clenched. No. The enemy did. A cold silence fell over the room. Elara tightened her grip on her rifle. Her voice was quiet, but loaded with memory. They came one night. Drones, hundreds of them. They hunted my colony because they knew ghost snipers lived there. Her eyes lost focus, as if replaying it all. My father fought until the end. He told me to run. He gave me his rifle and said, "Remember, machines can glitch. But as snipers I will never betray them." Reic bowed his head respectfully. Your father was Captain Orion Hayes. The recruit's eyes widened. Everyone knew that name. The ghost of Titan. The sniper who could shoot a target half a mile away in a sandstorm. A living legend, until he vanished. Elara whispered. He wasn't a legend at the end. He was just a father trying to protect his child. Reic placed his hand gently on her rifle. His legacy didn't die. You carry it. For the first time since she arrived, Elara looked away, her face conflicted. She didn't want to be a legacy. She just wanted to survive the badge. Reic turned away, walked to a reinforced metal case on the wall, and opened it. Inside were 4 badges, but one was different. Black. Sharp-edged. Marked with a white silent symbol, a single eye behind a scope. He held it out to her. Only one person in the last 20 years has earned this. Elara hesitated. I didn't come here for rank. Reic nodded. No. You came here to learn. To control what you already are. She exhaled slowly, then finally reached out and accepted the badge. The recruits saluted her, this time with respect, not fear or mockery. But before relief settled, the arena light suddenly dimmed again. A warning siren echoed across the facility. Everyone froze. A hologram activated overhead. Warning alert, unknown transmission detected. Warning origin, outside the colony walls. Warning priority class, extreme. The cyber soldier took a step forward. Commander, this wasn't part of training, right? Reic's expression hardened. No. This is real. Another hologram flickered, showing a strange rotating signal. The signal wasn't human. It wasn't friendly. It repeated the same message in a cold, synthetic tone. Identified, sniper signature. Target confirmed. Locating. Everyone looked at Elara. Her blood ran cold. They weren't just alerting the colony. They were tracking her. Reic stepped protectively between her and the hologram. His voice was calm, but deadly serious. They found her. The reptilian recruit whispered. The drones from the simulation, they weren't just training models. Reic shook his head. No. Someone, or something, was testing her. Gathering data. Elara swallowed hard. Her voice trembled for the first time. Then they know. Reic nodded. Yes. They know a ghost sniper survives. The hologram changed again, showing a satellite view. Dozens of red points lit up outside the colony walls. Then hundreds. Then thousands. A final message played. Initiating retrieval protocol. The sniper must not escape. The lights snapped back on, alarms blaring. Reic turned to the recruits. His voice roared like thunder. This is no longer training. Prepare for real combat. Soldiers grabbed weapons. Armor locked into place. Systems reactivated. The cyber soldier turned to Elara, not mocking, not doubting, but ready. Tell us what to do, sniper. Elara lifted her rifle. Her eyes were no longer calm, they carried fire. She spoke one sentence, the same tone her father once used when the world burned. We stopped running. She stepped forward toward the exit, toward the coming war, and every soldier followed. Not because she demanded it, but because she earned it. And now, humanity had a sniper again. A storm waited outside. The enemies were coming. And the next fight wouldn't be a simulation.